This is the SIRUI Nightwalker 24mm lens, a Super 35 t1.2 cinema lens that you can pick up for just $300. I've been using this lens for the past 4 months now, and honestly, SIRUI could easily charge more for this lens. This is the first cinema lens that I've purchased, and I originally purchased it because I was building out a cinema rig with my Sony a6400. Since then, I've actually upgraded to an FX30, and this has been my main lens that I pair with this camera for all kinds of stuff, including most of the B-roll for my YouTube videos. Now, this is just one of the Nightwalker lenses. This is the 24mm lens. You can also pick up a 35 and a 55. This lens comes in Sony E mount, Micro Four Thirds, Canon RF mount, L mount, and Fuji's X mount, and you can choose between the black or the metal gray color. Because it's a cinema lens, it's a manual focus lens, which was a little difficult to get used to, especially with the super long throw of this lens, but after a few weeks of shooting with it consistently, I was able to get the hang of the focusing. I still do find it challenging and kind of annoying to get shots of myself using a manual lens, so sometimes I'll just use an autofocus lens, but for shots where I'm behind the camera, this has been my go-to lens. When it comes to build quality, this is an area where I really feel like SIRUI went above and beyond what my expectations were for a lens at this price point. Usually with lenses this cheap, you get cheaply constructed, mostly plastic lenses. The Nightwalker lenses are all metal. There may be a little bit of plastic, but it feels really solid and like a really well-built lens. That's not to say that it's big and bulky either. Quite the opposite actually. It's actually pretty compact and lightweight. So much so that it could easily fit in your travel bag without having to give up much else. It weighs in at 518 grams. I don't know why, but I always find this information to be pretty useless. I don't have a general sense or idea of how much small objects weigh. I just have an idea of how much things weigh relative to one another. So this lens is heavier than a DJI Mini 4 Pro, but lighter than both my Sigma 35mm and 24-70 lenses. It's a cinema lens, so it obviously doesn't have any buttons on the camera because there's no electronics to control. It's literally just the aperture ring and the focus ring. One thing that's really nice about cinema lenses compared to photo lenses is that the rings are meant for follow focus motors and gears to go on. So if you use a focus wheel, it's really simple to use on a cinema lens. You can get these little rubber ring adapter things so that you can use a focus wheel on a photo lens. I just thought I'd clarify that. It's just easier with a cinema lens. Another thing to note about focusing is that it's one of the really nice things about using a cinema lens versus a photo lens. A cinema lens is fully linear, meaning that if you're racking focus or going from close to far focusing points or vice versa, it's just a matter of turning the focus ring from one point to another. The speed of your focusing doesn't matter. On a lot of photo lenses, this isn't the case. The speed in which you turn the focusing ring actually dictates the focus. So it's really hard to get consistency when you're pulling manual focus with a photo lens. All right, let's get into the image quality of the lens, which is arguably the most important thing about any lens. I'm gonna show you guys some footage that I've captured with this lens because I feel like that's the best way to illustrate this rather than just talking about the image quality. Personally, I think the footage out of this lens looks beautiful. The T1.2 makes the out of focus areas look really creamy and really good. It's not as sharp as a typical photo lens, and I like that. You'll hear filmmakers mention the word character a lot when it comes to cinema lenses, and I do think there's a little something extra that you get with a cinema lens when it comes to character, and definitely with this lens. I don't think it's over the top, and there are other lenses out there that I've seen that have more character than this lens, but there's definitely a look to it. One example of that with this lens is with the flaring. I really like the look of the lens flares with this lens. With photo lenses like Sony lenses or Sigma lenses, they're very sharp, they're almost perfect. And while that may be what you want for some types of work and for a lot of photography, when it comes to filmmaking, a lot of people want to differentiate themselves by giving something a little extra to that footage, that character that everyone talks about. Personally, I even add a mist filter most of the time I'm shooting to take away even more of the sharpness and give it more of a cinematic vibe. Now, do you need to buy this lens if you already have a nice photo lens of the same focal length? No, but it's a fun little lens to play around with if you like filmmaking, you like cinematography, and it's easily justifiable in terms of cost if you're shooting with a crop sensor like the FX30. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. If it was, and you want to keep seeing stuff like this, then be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.